Hey everybody, timing in to do some CSS battles from the past. These are from December of 2023. This is December 1st, the 2nd, and the 3rd. CSSBattle.dev, you get access to these if you have a Plus membership. They're a lot of fun. Let's do it. Alright, so what the heck is this guy? Definitely an interesting one in a lot of ways, but also a slightly worrisome one, right? We have some complexity going on here. We could do this in a few different ways. I definitely think a conic gradient is possible for us here, but I also am concerned maybe that's the way to do it. It feels, though, what's interesting is it sort of feels like the kind of thing that it's very specifically feels like two objects, like two paragraph tags, but I don't know. Let's see what we can do here. 80, 70, okay, and then let's get the height right. 3, 4, 5, 6. So what shapes do we need, and how do we get them? Is that a 90-degree angle? No, it's not. And that is definitely a cause for concern, right? Like, so I think what that means to me, oh, and I got a margin of 0 there, 1 rather than 0. Okay, so let's create this one on the right hand side first, and to do that, let's set margins 0, so 70, 0, 0, 100. Okay, so we just want to create the light one first. I think that's probably why I chose that color first, because my instincts are do this one first, even though if we've got two paragraph tags, one of which has this, this pointed shape, and the other doesn't. Other is flipped. This needs to be second in the source order, but let's get the shape right first. Okay. Okay. What are we doing? Let's do, or even, there's a fun scenario here. Yeah, so I'm getting bogged down in analysis paralysis here. Hold up. 2, 3, 200, 220, 30, 40, 50, 60. Okay. So 260. So it feels like this box is 260 wide, right? Like that's definitely feels like that's the width of that part. So what next? So if it's that, what's the width total? Oh, it's not 260. No. And it's not, the margin is 260, which means that the width is actually 140 of just the box. Okay, so let's back off that. 3, 0, 1, 7, 1, 6. So 160 margin gets us this width, which means that the width of that is 240. So 240 is the width. I'm actually going to put a comment to myself, width 240. So what if the light green and the medium green are the same object? Can they both be the same object? So then they would have the same clip path. So is that possible to do? And then adjust the margins of each one. So let's start. well, we're not starting. We're deep into it already. We're already kind of lost in everything. All right. And then what did we say? 140. So 240, 260. Yeah, so 140. And the main block is 140. So that means that if we create this wider, let's have these margins be 70, 0. And then let's make a clip path. Let's set a width. Width of is going to be, and we're just going to be cavemen here. 140 plus 140 plus 240 with a calc. And will that work? Maybe not. Oh, maybe it does. Or can we not do 3 operands? All right, so let's not mess around with that. It's 280 and 240 is what? No, that's not correct. Is that correct? All right, too much analysis paralysis. Let's set the width of 240. Okay, and let's do a clip path. Okay, clip path, polygon. Apologies, I'm definitely flummoxed. I'm overthinking it, but also I feel like I am understanding it pretty well. 240 pixels over and 0, and then 100%, 50%, so the middle, and then 240 pixels, 100%. And then 100% or 0, 100%. And we got nothing. Why? Oh boy. So clip path polygon 0, 0, 240 pixels 0, 100%, 50%. So that's the middle point. 240 pixels 100%, 0, 100%. So what's the problem here? There it is. Okay. So for whatever reason, that is negating our actual thing here. So what if I do an outline? What am I looking at here? Oh, I got no outline because the clip path. Oh, there it is. Okay, so 0, 0, 240. Oh, now that's what I want. Because of that. So that's the reason. Ha ha ha. So let's set that background color. Okay, and then we do another one. There you can see it. P plus P. And I'm doing this as a variable. So we get a var of --c, or that default. There it is. And then let's scale it. -1. Great. And then margins are -100, 200. Okay. 1/6, right, for the width. 200, 150, 140, 160. All right, a lot of hemming and hawing for that one. Not super fan. Not a super fan, and definitely weirdly overthinking this one. But is that 100% match? It is. Yes, I am surprised. Why? Why am I surprised? I don't know. Just feels weirdly easy. And I had to think about it hard. And that's a better score than I've gotten in the past. So I'm not going to complain. But definitely, I had the feeling like, well, is there a better way to do this? Can I do this with one element? Can I do it with 0 elements? You could do it with borders on the top and bottom. You could do these shapes with conic gradients, but is there a way to optimize those once you've got them? Be that as it may. All done. All right, what are we going to do next? What is this shape? Oh, no, I don't even know what this shape is. It's complicated, I'll tell you that. It is symmetrical bilaterally, and that's kind of interesting, right? So let's start with the blank template and do what we kind of always do, which is narrow in from inside out, to get the shape. (63, 4, 5), and then the height is that. Okay. So all of this is the hard part, right? Like, the whole thing is hard. And what's the way to optimize this is the question. All right, we gotta narrow in with something. So let's start with a big block of it. And we'll start with a conic gradient, which in this case is going to be from 90 degrees. It's going to start at transparent, (25% or 90 degrees), and then be that color, the light blue. And then I would like it to start at 0 and be downward like 40 pixels or something, maybe 40. And just so I can see whatever the heck it is we're doing, let's make it 40 pixels by 40 pixels and do no repeat. And then let's turn this into black so that we can see. So what I want to do is have it be just this block. And you can see what I'm doing with my cursor there. We'll see if we can get it there. So lower, which is 6, 6, 7, too low, 6, 5, 45, 44, no, I mean, we need to go a little bit lower, don't we? 60, 70, 80. Oh, that's the height. So be working on the correct number that you mean, the one you mean to. Okay, there's the background position of, starts at 0, right? So this left edge, and then goes downward to 60 pixels, and that's what I want. All right. So the width is 140. Let's try 200. Let's try 220. 30, 40. Okay, and then let's go a height of 70, 80, 90, 90. Okay, So that's the area we're covering. So with at, we can change the center of that at 40 pixels. 40 pixels. Is that correct? 40/40 is maybe too much. Maybe it's 30/30. Is 30 our magic number during this for this guy? Maybe. All right, so let's make that transparent again, and let's let it repeat. And now we've got that shape. Great. Then should we do the circles next? Or the other ones first? Kind of think we need to do the circles. Let's do those circles. Radial gradient. At 50%, 200 pixels, and then it's a circle, 0, circle, 15 pixels. Is that because that's half of that magic 30 number? All right, now where is it? We can't see it. Why? We don't see it at all. 50%, 15. Is that not valid? It's at, let's remove the at. So what I'm doing now is just trying to understand, okay, there it is. So we need the word circle. So let's do an at. Sure, 3, 5. Great. So then, if we do 50%, so okay, circle that number, 50%, 135 pixel, minus 135 pixels, minus 3, 4, no, 10, no, 1. Okay, so that's a start. And then let's set a width for this background. If we do 40 pixels, we get that. And how about 60 is another, there it is. Great. All right, so we've got a problem. We don't know we have a problem yet, but we've got that problem. So what next? I feel inclined to do a linear gradient and go transparent, 50%, right to the middle, and then darken it to 0. And now we put red in the background, and that's the last bit that we're working with. And that's not too bad. So what now? Definitely a complex set of shapes, right? We've got a conic gradient there, in theory, and we've got a linear gradient that goes across 90 degrees. How about linear gradient, which is at 90-degree angle, 90 degrees, yeah, 90 degrees, and we'll call it a 50% that, and then 50% transparent, because we have more things we need to let through. And don't forget your commas. Okay, so that's that. So now we need to set the position. I'll set it 50%, 50%. Will I? And then set a width of, how about 60 pixels? Will that do it? Kind of works. The error seems to be consistent, so that's good. We like that. How about 40, 30, 31, 32, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, 28.5. That's hilarious. That is a hilarious, so that's a hilarious number. But we're getting close. So this is a lot of conic gradients. A lot of gradients, right? So conic, radial, linear, and then another linear. So what next? We got to get these two little divots here, right? And to do that, I think what we want is a conic gradient that's half width. So again, that's what we got left. Conic gradient, which is 25% at 0, 0. Don't forget your commas, right? You gotta have a comma. Now you can see that for all the good it's gonna do us. 0, 0. And that's interesting, right? Like, that's kind of cool. How about we just stumble across it, and then at 50%, 25%. Kind of already have the right idea. So let's, okay. Sometimes you can just luck into things like this, 65, 66, 67, because I have kind of an intuitive grasp of some of these numbers, as crazy as that is. And so that's kind of correct, right? So let's put the real numbers on here. So yellow is this, and then the rest is this, and that's close. So the only thing missing is the vertical. 4, 3, 2, 21, 20. 20% looks right. Oh, and we got a little bit of off there. How about what we could do? 49, 49. So that's a crazy shape. Let's submit it and see if we've got it. I'm curious to know. That's a 100% match, and we're gonna take it. I know this is not the most disciplined example of my work, but I'm not gonna argue with a 100% match. But conic gradients and linear gradients, and it is incredibly powerful to, you know, use these gradients on the background to get, you know, kind of a full look and feel. And this is a better score I've gotten in the past, right? It's telling me new high score. So I'll take it and then resubmit. I trimmed a little bit at some of the other characters, resubmit, and we're all done. All right, and then lastly is this guy. Oh, look at that. So what's that? And how do we do it? To me, this is an interesting one. Let's set a background of that and then see if we can make a repeating linear gradient, which I think is coming in at 135 degrees of the, no, we want the dark color, and then the light color, and then transparent. 0, 40%, 40%, 100%. No, how about pixels? All right, so that gets us something. Does it get what we want? I don't know. It needs to be narrower, huh? Yeah, how about 30 pixels? Intriguing. Ooh. So, and what if we move that over? Oh, that's interesting. Okay. Well, I don't care about that. That's so close. So, I don't care about that if I can have a conic gradient in the background. Conic gradient. That is dark 75% or 270 degrees, and then that color 0. And then if I can move that over, then I might be content with that. Maybe. Okay, so that's too low. 80, 75, okay, and then over more, 2, 3, 25, okay, and then the at of that guy is at. Ooh, oh, okay, so it's completely flopped. So let's try that. Do that, clump, 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 clump. Ooh, let's submit it and see if we got it. I don't think we did, but it certainly is close. We're gonna take that. I know that we see a little. There's a little thing there, but I don't care. In this case, I'm so pleased to have gotten repeating linear grading to kind of work in this case that I will take it. Yeah, that's a fun one, and you know, there's optimizations you could make there, obviously. So super fun. I've somehow got my old bookmarks there. Okay, so here's, again, that's the 3rd of December 2023. There's the 2nd of December 2023, and the 1st of December 2023, and all new solutions for those guys. This is kind of verbose. Kind of curious, what's the best score I've gotten there? Oh, that is the best score I've gotten. Lots of solutions. So here's what I was doing a year ago. Lots of gradients. Look at all those gradients. No repeating. Like, I wasn't doing anything for repeating. I was just trying to place those gradients in their places. But now I have a better sense of, okay, so if I place it and then have a size and then repeat it, what do I get? So that's great. Let's reload our today's. There it is. All right, cool. Thanks for watching. Appreciate you sticking around. Always curious to see what other folks are doing with these. It is possible to look at other people's top solutions. I usually don't. Sometimes I do, but I'm more curious. A lot of this, as much as CSS Battle is about defeating other players, the daily targets really are about, you know, competing with myself, right? Like, how little code? How well do I understand CSS? What are my options? Can I deploy new, different things to get it done? And that's fun. All right, have a great day. Be good to each other. Make something cool with HTML and CSS today. Um, these are awesome technologies, and it's great that, you know, if you've got a phone, you got, well, maybe not a phone. If you got a tablet or a computer, you can do this stuff. All right, take care. Bye.